Tuesday, I was doing some work in the polytunnel to try and get it ready to put all the plants inside before the frost came. I mean, there was forecast frost on Thursday, so I wanted all the lemon trees and stuff in, and anything that was going to be a bit vulnerable. So I was working in there, putting up a workbench, a storage bench along the side of the polytunnel. I'll show you a picture of it. And then, so I was cutting wood in the big shed and taking it out and whatever. And I managed to trip over a length of wood that I'd left. I shouldn't have left it there, but because you think, oh, I'll soon get over that. But I do find, as I'm getting older, you older folks, well, I'm sure you find the same thing. You tend not to lift your feet as high as you used to do. That's the problem anyway. And I tripped over this lump of wood and fell my length, sort of backwards. I managed to fall onto two tables, or like folding tables, crash those over, tip everything over, got my legs twisted underneath me, pulled muscles and tendons, and eventually got up again and found I was all in one piece, which I was quite delighted about. So I went inside and avoided Ruth and found the ibuprofen. I should have lathered myself in arnica and witch hazel. I've got some paste. It's like gumption in a big jar that you use for horses, and I just forgot all about that because that takes away the swelling and things like that. Anyway, I got some ibuprofen which works well with me. I can keep going. It takes the pain away from injuries, and then keep going. So, oh dear. And I've been suffering with that all week. It's pulled a tendon on my right leg above my knee, and on the inside of my leg it goes down. It's like an Achilles tendon at the top of your leg. Does that sort of thing. And taking a boot off, welly boot off, is agony because it pulls on that tendon. And anyway, it's getting better. Today's Sunday, and I haven't had any ibuprofen since Thursday. So I had it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We made progress. I got this thing finished. I managed to get most of the plants put inside. And then Tuesday night, we had this horrendous wind. It came very suddenly, and it's only with us for 3, 4, 5 hours, but it was bending the trees over, and I dread to think what the force of it was, but it was absolutely, it was nearly a sort of hurricane strength, just for 3, 4 hours, and then it faded away again. Wednesday morning, went out in the garage to find, I didn't do pictures of this because I was too distraught. Number one car. I better take a couple of pictures of this before I conclude this story. Number one car has its own garage. It's the last of the buildings. The one I put up. It's garage number 2. The first one did get taken away in a hurricane. This one's better anchored. This wind had blown the side of the garage in, and actually on the side of the garage, I've got it propped on like bits of wood hanging. Were about 8 lengths, 8 foot by 2 foot lengths of 1/2 inch chipboard. By golly, it's heavy stuff. I mean, you couldn't lift an 8 foot by 4 foot 1/2 inch chipboard. You wouldn't lift it. Well, I couldn't. Anyway, I can just lift these 8 foot by 2 foot, and what had happened, the weight of those and the wind had just, the garage side had just given up and come down. Trouble is, that was where the car is, and these bits of chipboard were lobbed up the car, number one car. Couldn't believe it. Oh, so my leg was hurting like hell. I was limping around. I thought, I've got to shift these. So without any ado, I set to and shifted them all. That's 8 pieces of this chipboard. I'll do a quick picture of, and I've relocated it all now, and I've put the garage wall back up. It took me ages. It took me the rest of the day to think of how to fix it up, because the two bits of uprights were too long. As it had come away, the garage roof had come down a little bit, which it's better because it's a better fall on the roof. So I got a saw out and chopped the top of these two lumps of wood out, and I anchored it back with very thick green garden wire through the actual top of the garage. It holds the end where the roof finishes and where the spouting is, and I bored a couple of holes and anchored the actual wall to that, because just behind the wall is one of these 1,000-litre water tanks that collects the water off the roof. Well, there's two of them actually, but this one was where this bit of wall was that had blown down. Anyway, I can't see any marks on the car apart from just where it's like just brushed the dust on the surface. As I'm touching wood. I haven't had the car out yet, but I couldn't get it out because I couldn't see any dents or anything. Whew. Anyway, I moved them out of the way and I've relocated them. I'll take a couple of quick pictures of that before we do this, and then that took me till lunchtime Wednesday to get these bits of wood out, and then I went back in the afternoon with another ibuprofen and secured the wall. We've had these awful gales last night, and it's still going all day today, and the wall's still, I had a look this morning, the wall's still secure, thank goodness, so it hasn't blown it in again. So yeah, it's probably stronger than it was, and the wood now isn't mounted, it isn't sort of located, rested, stored. It isn't stored on these hangers on the wall, so there's not the same pressure. And then that was that. And then Thursday, I was relaxing after lunch, a cup of coffee, and we'd been listening to Paddington Bear audio story. And Christiane came. That's the mum of the family who we buy our firewood from. I'd ordered some more from them this year. And she said her son number 2, it's actually Geordie, his name is. He was coming this afternoon with it. He was loading the trailer now. So I'd give up my afternoon siesta bit and go out and take the zinc lids off where I store it and get everything ready for him to come. Anyway, he didn't come for a while. I'd probably having a drink or something, or a cup of tea, but anyway, he brought his wife with him, or his girlfriend, or you know what it is nowadays. Nice girl. And they actually turned up about 4:45 eventually. Christian had come at 2 o'clock or so. Anyway, what he did do was help me to put it all away, which I was absolutely delighted, because he parked up alongside where I was being, and he just handed me a lump of wood, and I chucked it into where it should be, so I hadn't got to pick it up. Now then, it's the next day, and as you can see, the wood's all in place, look. Now, Geordie came late yesterday afternoon. He was later than I thought, so I didn't have time to actually photograph it. He brought all his wood on a big trailer behind a big 4-wheel drive, and he helped me put it away. So I thought, better not delay, because his help is worth a lot. Saves me half my work. Anyway, there it is, look. It's all in place. Most of it is oak, metre length. I can soon cut that up when they're ready. And I'm pleased he was able to help me. So there we are, the end of that little story. It's all covered up and protected from the bad weather. And a cord, or 3 stairs, is, like 1.5 tons, I think, of oak in metre lengths, split up, fairly heavy. So not having to pick it up and actually move it and walk 3 or 4 steps and put it in was a great help. I didn't get it videoed, so I did get it covered up then. It was dark before he left, and so I got it covered up and located and secured, and that was that. There we are. Thanks for being with us today, folks. I hope you enjoyed that little short video. If you do, think about subscribing to the channel. It helps it to grow, and share with your friends or give us a like. And also remember, if you look on our website at www.crackerbooks.fr, you can find our Buzzsprout site where there are over 200 podcasts for you to listen to free of charge. Download to any particular thing you're using, like phone or tablet or whatever. So there we are. Thanks for being with us today, and until the next time, cheerio.